Yeah.
Hey, how's it going everyone? This is the Anime Man. As you can probably already tell, this isn't your usual balls off the walls, exciting, positive type of video. No, I'm actually quite pissed off, but more than that, I am just annoyed and embarrassed out of my mind for a number of reasons. A lot of dumbass shit has been happening in our community recently, and as one such member of that community with at least some amount of reach, I figured I would put my 2 cents into this recent situation, which has risen again from what I can only say are the most pointless, dumbass, embarrassing reasons. So for those of you who don't know, let me bring you up to speed. Some of you watching this may know of a little series that is currently airing as of the recording of this video called Darling in the FranXX. Currently we are 14 episodes through that series, and it has already garnered a massive amount of attention from a lot of different anime fans in this community. And it's completely understandable, and I'm right there with them. A1 Pictures and Trigger have done a fantastic job to bring back a modern mecha series that everybody is digging, or at least most of us were until recently. There has been this overblown issue that has arisen from the latest Darling in the FranXX episode, which I won't say in detail in this video in case it's a spoiler for some of you who haven't caught up to the series or are not watching the series. My buddy Chibi Reviews did a pretty good recap of the episode, which I'll leave in the link in the description below if you're interested. But all I can say is that there was a certain relationship between certain characters that kind of broke in the recent episodes, which has gotten a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, quite fucking salty. And look, there's nothing wrong with that. It just means that there are a lot of people who are very passionate and very emotionally engaged with the story and the characters of Darling in the FranXX, which you would argue was what makes it a good thing. I mean, we had a similar situation a few years ago with ReZero and the infamous rejection of Best Girl. But the biggest difference between the ReZero event and this current event is the scale to which this situation has been overblown. Because it's gotten to the point where not only are people making videos saying their distaste towards the last couple of episodes, giving their criticisms and critiques towards the last couple of episodes and what has happened, but there are even people sending hurtful, hateful, harassing messages and tweets publicly towards the creators, the directors, and the voice actors of Darling in the FranXX. There have been tweets and public messages of people saying that certain staff members should be fired. And there are even like legitimate death threats towards voice actors of certain characters in the show. Like, are you fucking serious? And you know what's the saddest thing too? This isn't the only case of this happening in the past week or so. Within the same goddamn week, there have been certain people who are creating huge backlash over this one illustration that Horikoshi Kohei, the creator of Boku no Hero Academia, made to celebrate the release of the season 3 of the anime. There are a number of people tweeting back at Horikoshi's official Twitter account saying shit like, "Oh, how dare you sexualize these 15-year-old girls? You know they're underaged, right?" Meanwhile, many of these same people are retweeting unofficial yaoi doujin fan art of the male characters of the same age, mind you, interacting in way more sexualized content than the Horikoshi picture. The level of irony is just laughably ridiculous. And mind you, these are just examples of the past month. Remember the infamous Netflix Death Note movie controversy? About how a bunch of people were sending hateful messages and death threats towards its director Adam Wingard, so much so to the point where Adam felt so threatened with his life and such in a horrible mental state from all the ridiculous hate messages that he was getting that he had to officially quit Twitter and social media. Or even before that, the controversial story of Kubo Taito, the creator of Bleach, suddenly disappearing from Twitter in speculation that it was due to a bunch of people giving him shit for the decline of his manga series. Luckily, Kubo came back after a while, but if you look at his Twitter now compared to before he disappeared from Twitter, where he used to respond to a ton of messages from his fans and people who were tweeting at him, now it's kind of gotten so radio silent to the point where it doesn't even seem like Kubo is the one who owns this Twitter page now. These are just some of the more famous examples. I'm sure there are plenty more of these kinds of stories that have just been kind of swept under the rug or forgotten. But the fundamental message and the whole reason why I am making this video is towards those people who have either ever thought about or have actually committed to writing these kinds of hurtful, hateful, harassment-filled messages and death threats towards authors, directors, and creators for something that they did. And I'm not just talking about as an anime fan or as a member of the anime community, just as a person. You are an embarrassment in every sense of the word. Are you really gonna try and justify being so salty over some fictional fucking stories and characters to the point where you are going to send legitimate harassment and death threats towards the lives of some real people? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? If you want to be salty and talk about how much you fucking hate a series or what has happened to a series, or you want to talk shit on a particular creator or author or director for something that they did or made or say, then I don't have a problem with you expressing that publicly. I mean, hell, I do it on this channel all the fucking time, and there are plenty of other anitubers who do it, and there are even some people who don't make videos on anime who do it in comment sections and public forums all the time. I'm a strong believer that every artistic creation that is released publicly should be or has the right to be subject to any kind of criticism and critique from the public, whether that be really good or really fucking bad. Like, I think that's just what the creative arts is, and that's what makes up the creative arts medium. But directly threatening the lives of those creators by telling them to kill themselves, telling them they should be fired from their job, all over some fucking fictional characters and this fictional relationship is fucking unacceptable. Don't you dare think that there is no difference between these two. I've publicly stated in videos for my hatred for certain creators, for certain series, but have you ever seen me directly go up to those creators, directly message or tweet at those creators, telling them that they should die and that they should be fired from their job? No, of course not. That's fucking stupid. That is no longer criticism, that's just harassment. If you want to be angry towards any kind of artistic creation, keep it in your community. Make memes to express your anger like many people have. Fucking jerk each other off on your similar opinions, on your hatred towards something in your respective comments and forum threads. But if you're at a stage in your life where seeing your favorite anime girl get rejected from an anime you really enjoy warrants a death threat to another individual, or seeing 15-year-old anime girls in swimsuits being so offensive to you that you need to start a witch hunt on the creator who just made this for pure artistic and entertainment purposes, then I think you really just need to stop consuming the medium and find another hobby. We all love anime, like we're right there with you, but Jesus Christ, dude, it's just a fictional story. Calm the fuck down and grow the fuck up. I'm just fucking over, especially recently on the internet, where we're living in an age where we can fucking say anything or do anything, create anything and share it with anybody all over the world. But nobody can do or say or create anything anymore without somebody just losing their shit and getting extremely offended. I talked about this in more detail in a previous video, but if you have some criticism that has valuable points that people can use to reflect and change upon, then I think that is completely fair to say. But if you're gonna get offended purely for the sake of being offended and trying to sound pseudo-intellectual with your moral high grounds that nobody gives two frogs' fat asses about, then how about you just, I don't know, fucking leave it alone. So this is a public service announcement from me to you, no matter how small or big you are. Leave the creators alone. As long as it's not breaking any fundamentally moral-based standards, they can make whatever the fuck they want. If they want to change a popular relationship in a story to make the story more interesting in the way they want to see it, then they can do that. If they want to make a little illustration of their female underage characters in pretty innocent bikinis to celebrate the success of their series, they can do that. Because if you don't like these ideas, then that's that. It doesn't matter how many hateful messages and death threats you send to these people. It's not gonna fucking change their creation. It's embarrassing, it's shameful, it's ridiculous, and it needs to fucking stop. There are a ton of communities that do this, but I feel that the anime community is especially the worst when it comes to this kind of stuff. I don't know if it's because we're an extremely passionate community when it comes to our artistic creations, or perhaps it's because in the years that come, the community itself is just getting younger and younger and younger. But whatever the reason it is, this is just fucking unacceptable. Express your hate for something publicly. Go ahead, I don't care. But don't threaten the lives of real people and creators in doing so. It makes you look like a prick. It makes the community itself seem more cancerous than it already fucking is. And it hurts the creators who are just trying to make something that they think is cool. Nobody wins by being an asshole, kids. Just stop it, please. Anyways, that's it for my little rant. Sorry you had to hear that. I just wanted to get this video out there because I feel that too many people just aren't really talking about it, and it's just thinking that it's just gonna be another passing thing, but we've already seen in the past this has become a recurring problem. And look, there might be some of you watching this video who are like, Joey, it's only a small group of people who are doing this. Why are you giving these fuckers attention? I'm giving them attention because in all honesty, I don't give a shit if it's 2 people that are doing this or 2 million people that are doing this. It's still unacceptable regardless. We need to grow up as a community and learn to just chill the fuck out. And the first step is to bring light towards this apparent recurring problem as quickly as possible and to as many people as possible. One positive thing that I can say though in this video is that when it comes to the Darling in the FranXX situation, right? Like, there are so many people who are, you know, sending all these death threats and they can go fuck themselves, whoever does that. But the people who have actually learned to give critiques and give their hate out in kind of a funny, jokey way by creating all of these awesome memes, those kinds of people are what make the anime community cool. One thing that I have learned over the years of being in the anime community is that we are a very meme-based community. And if we hate something, we are gonna be quick to jump onto that meme train, but that's better than sending fucking death threats to authors and creators. So if you love anime, if you truly do care for anime and you care for your favorite series and authors and basically the people who make us love anime, who give us the anime that we love, then please stop this. This is just from one anime fan to another. Just leave the creators alone. Let me know your thoughts in this situation in the comments below. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think about this, and yeah, just don't let me make a video like this again, okay? Anyways guys, thanks for watching. As always, like and favorite if you enjoy, subscribe for more anime banner, and I'll see you guys next video of whatever I make. Keep watching anime. Dane!